Hello, everyone. We're BK Game Devs. This is me, Alex, Chris, and Quan here, doing
How's it go?
How's
doing
it going, y'all?
Wake Up, the project we've been doing since the start of the year. Um, I just wanted to start off by saying that we are actually in a game jam, a little 2 week game jam for a nonprofit organization called Games for Love. They work on games where they let children in hospital play these games as sort of distraction therapy. And they have a bunch of projects going on that you can go check out and support and even volunteer. And that's what I'm doing right now. And any profit that they make from it goes back into the organization to further support all the children in hospitals and all over the world. Actually, I'm not sure where their reach is fully, but it's definitely more on the global scale. So I just wanted to give them a shout out.
Yeah, Alex, pull
Oh
up their
yeah,
website.
yeah.
Uh,
This is their first game jam. It's a little pixel arcade themed game jam.
Yeah,
yeah,
super cute.
three of us are actually on a team for this game jam, and yeah, we're looking for other people
Mm-hmm.
to join us. But it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and the idea or this is basically gonna go towards a another game that they have going on, sort of like a VR arcade, in one of their upcoming games called Channel Surfing plus there. Um, so a bunch of us are I wouldn't say it's like a crazy competition, but it's something. It's something, and the the games that the judges enjoy the most are going to be in that VR arcade. So that's going to be fun to see. Hopefully, ours can get in there too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We could get that get that in there. That would be super. One, it'd be cool just for our experience and such, but also it feels so good to have a game you made being shown to a children in hospital in the future. Like
Oh
that's just
yeah.
super wholesome.
So yeah, check it out and feel free to join them. It's pretty fun. It's 2 week game jam. It started on Monday. There's a couple of teams already started. I know there are other people looking. We're definitely looking for other team members. For example, for pixel art and for audio. So yeah, go check it out.
Yep, it's a great cause.
Um,
Games for Love also has a Twitch account. It's just called Games for Love org. Games for Love org. Yeah,
but yeah, shout
they
out to
haven't
that.
streamed much. I think they've only done maybe two couple minute streams or second streams just for promotion purposes.
I can find it.
Hold on, I got it's just twitch.tv/gamesforloveorg. No space.
Games for Love. Yeah, yeah, and they got some videos. This is probably to highlight some stuff that these were like what 4 second, 10-second videos or 10 minute. I don't know, but oh, you know what? They also have their own website too. So go check that
That's
out.
where you can get all that information.
Yeah.
Word.
See, and you could see here as well some a lot of the projects that they're working on, and these are it. And yeah, and you can also donate to their cause as well. These are some of their partners. They're partnered with Amazon, Microsoft. I didn't even know some of this. PayPal, Xbox, all these guys. So it's good
Big.
stuff.
Wow. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so we felt like giving a shout out because we feel like they're doing pretty good work and we're participating in one of their game jams. So we just wanted to let the folks on Twitch know what's up.
Yeah, we're involved in a few things, so feel free to check us out. I don't know how. So, do you know if they show off the games that are made in this jam to anyone, or is it like are they going up on an itch and then anyone can take a look, or because they might be in channel surfing, will they be like I don't know hidden, for example, or something?
Honestly, that I wouldn't know.
Okay, yeah. So if we
Yeah.
find information, we can point it out in the next stream because the jam ends basically next week, so we'll probably have more information by then.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time.
Yeah, yeah.
And so going back to Wake Up, I mean, last week we didn't have a stream, right?
Yeah, a lot of things came up.
But the week before that, I think we figured out some things in regards to fleshing out the little event system going on for this door and figuring out what triggers what, right?
Yep, and also getting the overlay done as well, so that when you interact, the text like fades in on like an overlay, and then it goes away once you continue. Yeah.
Right. So what we want to work on next, and we may not do it in a particular order, is prompting them to move into the next area and then transition into the next area.
Yep.
So, I mean, speaking of non-order or not in order, I think we're pretty much going to start with the actual transition itself. Make sure that's going right.
Yep. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those things you're going to have to lead me though, because no clue.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no problem. So first thing we should do here to get, and just so everyone knows, what we're trying to do is make a simple like crossfade. So it should like fade to black, wait a bit of time, then fade back in. So first, let's make an empty game object.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sorry, I lied. Let's make a canvas object. Sorry.
Oh.
Yep. UI canvas object.
Yes, always get that. That's it.
I always forget it's in UI as well. And let's call it crossfade.
Crossfade.
Yep. And then for screen space, we can do camera.
Camera?
This time it's camera, from what I remember. Mm-hmm. And then just pick the main camera.
Sure.
Cool. And then put order in layer, put it as 3. It's just so that it'll be at the forefront. So when the fade to black happens, there's no objects in front of it.
Oh, you know what? Just give me a moment.
Go for it.
The mic is...
Yeah, we can. So go ahead. Yeah, no worries. And just to explain while he's doing that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be just putting a simple image on this layer, and it'll be all black. And then what we'll do is the same way we did with the overlay a few weeks ago. We'll animate on it, and we'll animate the alpha or the opacity. So it'll go from 0 to 1 based on if it's like a starting animation or ending animation. And then we'll write some code to trigger that remotely, so that anytime we want a certain event to happen, we can say, hey, this event has been fired. Now what you should do is trigger the crossfade. And then we should be able to reuse it in any part of our game. So if we do it right, we should be able to reuse it when we're changing between levels, changing between sections, or any other kind of transition we might want to do.
That makes sense to me.
Cool.
All
right, so
go for it. Let me know.
All right, so make an image under this. Yep, UI image.
Image.
Yep, and then you can make the color black.
Okay, we're just
pure black.
You want to give it a name or?
Oh, I don't even think so, in all honesty, because I'm trying to think of what would be a good crossfade background. Or is background for the crossfade?
Background.
Yeah, background's a good name. Yep. You can make it black. Yep. And then the next thing is, hold Alt, and then the one in the lower right. Yeah. Cool. Nice. So now we can't see our game, and that's the point. We will be fixing that a bit later. Now on the background, can you add a canvas group? If you don't remember from a few weeks ago, canvas group lets you change the opacity of everything on your canvas at once, and it's much better for animating. Okay, cool.
That's very useful, actually.
Yeah, it's super useful, right?
Yeah.
So now what we want to do is don't uncheck anything yet.
Okay.
Let's go to. Can you open the animation pane? Not animator, the animation pane.
Yeah, sure. Don't think I even have it open.
Go to window.
Yeah, just go to window, and it should be under.
Yeah, animation.
Animation. Yeah, right.
And
there.
then animation. Yep, and then you can drag that anywhere that you want it. Yep, right there. It's cool. Let's create a new clip.
Mm-hmm. Wait, don't we have something else that animates stuff like this?
Yeah, it's in the exact same way. Yeah, the overlay does the exact same kind of work.
Okay. And do you think we could use that same animation for this?
No, because it doesn't animate to black. It animates to like that gray, so that you can still see the background.
Yeah, this is like a full like
I see.
complete.
Yeah, it's like a full to black. I know it is going to be the same exact thing, so I understand it feels a bit redundant, but I don't think there's a way to reuse that though.
Okay,
So let's call
we're
it
just gonna call
crossfade on end, because the end of a crossfade is actually when it goes from black back to like I guess transparent, and you can see what's behind it.
Got it.
Cool. And so what we'll do here is we need no properties. Actually, just so that we can see it, can you? Actually, no, it's fine. Yeah, can you just click on 1 second in the animation timeline, and then we'll just change some values. Actually, hit the record button. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Record. Click on 1 second.
Yep, and then go to. Yep, and then just change opacity to 0.
Oh, it shouldn't be. Oh, yeah. Like that.
Yeah, because when it ends, it goes from and then uncheck interactable and block raycast. So what those two do is if there's any clicks or anything, we want to make sure that they. Oh wait, sorry. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing.
No, I think you're right.
No, yeah, I'm right. We don't want to block raycast, and we don't want it to be interactable. Yeah, we want to be able to click on things once everything is back to transparent when we are going the other way. So when we do crossfade start, we will want it to be the opposite. So now if you hit play there in the game view, we should just see this like cool. It just like fades in, right?
Isn't this more of fade in, not fade out?
Sure. So we can rename. So we can redo it. So we can redo it or rename it. I'm fine with anything you want to call it. We can call it fade in. I think that you're right. I think it's probably a better name. So how do we just change the name of this thing? But yeah, it should be fade in. Oh yeah, you can change the name of the actual like animation object. Yep. Yeah, that one. I guess we'll just rename it cross, or should we just call it like fade in then, or do you want to call it crossfade in? Okay, sure.
So should we create another one called fade out?
Yep, but so you can instead of doing it here, just click on create new clip in the animation pane. If you click on the drop down for there should be a option. Yep, no, you had it. Yeah.
No, it wasn't available until I actually.
Oh, okay. Sorry. And then I guess crossfade out.
Yeah.
Fade.
And then it's literally just the opposite, right?
Yeah. So what you can even do is now you can, if you go back to crossfade in, you can just drag over and copy literally not from there, but copy the actual and inside of that inside of the timeline view, like you can just drag and copy it. Yeah.
Oh.
So just drag over the whole like seconds.
Like this?
Yeah, and then but like make sure you get those little dots in there, and then it should highlight them like it normally. Yeah, and then you can just Control C.
I see, and then you just swap
exactly that, and so you can.
Yeah.
Yep, and so what you can do, the way you move the keyframes is, you see how there's that fourth dot that's on like a
this
grid
one
line at the top. Yeah, that one you can use to move. So just click out of the selection, or else it'll move it. Yeah, perfect. And then you can just move that to 1 second, move that to 0 seconds, and now if we press play, we should see it do the opposite. It should fade out. Okay, cool, nice. So that's all we need to do there. We're solid there. So you can even close this pane if you want. And yep, you know exactly what we're doing next. We're setting up our animations. So when I learned it, I did it with triggers, but I remember we had found a way to do it with bools. So do you want to do it with triggers or bools? Either one is fine.
I don't even remember how we. Let me see. Was it which one?
Okay, so
was it overlay?
First, let's do one thing. Let's make sure that both those animations, crossfade in and out, have no loop time. Because I remember last time they were looping in.
Oh, just hold on.
That was an issue for us. Yeah, no problem.
There was an idle state as well. Right, we needed the idle state.
So you don't need the idle state in this case. I'm trying to think if I can explain why. So the reason is, or you know what, we might. It depends on how we want our game to play. If you have an idle state that it goes to first, we can make it so that it does nothing on load of the game.
Right.
But if we leave it as crossfade in, what will happen is when the game starts, it'll fade in. Now, I don't know if that's what we want. So we
I
can
see.
leave it like that. If you want it to fade in just on start of the game.
Okay, we could just do that, I think.
Okay, and if later on we want to say, okay, it won't fade in, but we'll pick when it fades, then we can add an idle state.
Got it.
That's the reason we added the idle state, or else it would have, for the overlay for the text, it would have just came up on the beginning of the scene, and that's not what we want. We want it to only happen when the player interacts with something.
So here's the fade out, right?
Yeah, and so we can have fade out.
All right, and you said this thing should not have a loop time?
Yeah, but you have to do, yeah, exactly, yep, no loop time, perfect.
Transition here.
Yep.
Have nothing, no exit time, no fixed
time
duration.
and, yep, transition is 0. And then we can add one
condition.
And so for this one, I don't think we go to exit. I think what we do is we make a transition from crossfade out to crossfade in. I think at least that's what I did, because I wasn't able to, because the exit I think is something else, but we'll test it out.
Well,
so go ahead.
There's no destination. Okay, that's fine. So what if okay. But let's just see what it does if we start it.
So it's gonna just fade in.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on here.
Yep, it goes there, and then we have to add I didn't see if you added a condition on the transition between fade in and out. Okay. And so what's the condition between in and out?
Fade out. This right here.
Fade out is true or false? True.
That's a bool, right? Not a trigger.
Yeah, it's a bool, not a trigger.
Because you want to stick with it until you're ready to.
Right.
Yeah. Here.
And so now what we should do is
normally you could see this. Okay, there it is. So here it starts in by going in.
Mm-hmm.
There goes fade out, and then
nice.
Because it exits when it fades out, it goes basically back to fade in.
Okay, so then then that totally works. So what we can do now is we need to write some code to handle this from the programmatic side. So on crossfade, let's add a new component. It'll be a new script. We'll call it crossfade controller.
Okay. Crossfade controller.
Yep. And so while this is opening up, there are a few things that we will need. We'll need a private animator, as again, the way we had in the interact overlay controller. We'll need the animator we can call it transition. We will need a transition time, how long. And the transition time is important. Why? Because unlike the
keep explaining. I'll be right back. Okay, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Unlike the interact overlay controller, we didn't have a transition time. It just, as soon as you interacted, it would fade in, and then when you press escape, it would fade out. But for the crossfade, what we want to do is have it fade to black, wait some time, and then come back again. That's the ideal.
And maybe have some text on the screen. Like maybe we could add canvas, like loading next scene. I don't know.
Exactly, right? So what I am thinking is, because we're trying to use events, I haven't tested this, but again, we can add this once we get the basic stuff working. But maybe what we can do is we can add like an event to publish or something in this class, and then anytime we have a crossfade controller, maybe we can like give it an event it might want to fire. So for example, because the event for when the player enters the door and goes to section 2 of the level of darkness is different than the event we might want to publish when they go from level 1 to level 2, versus the event we might want to publish if they die or something, right? But again, that's for the future. Okay, so for right now, you have the animated transition. Can you add a public, or actually a private float transition time?
Oh.
We'll use that a little later. And so, like I was saying, I don't know if you heard, but this will be the transition time so that if we fade to black and we want to wait some time before we fade back in, we can use this for that reason.
Oh, I see.
The next thing we want to do, the next thing we want to do is let's create. Which one do we create first? Okay, let's create two methods that are going to, or one method actually, just activate crossfade. And then what we'll do is that method will start a coroutine, which will be an IEnumerator, and we can use that yield for seconds inside of IEnumerators in order to use the transition time. So we can do like wait for seconds and transition time. Does that make sense?
Right. Sorry, you have to repeat yourself a little bit. I know we're going to do a coroutine.
So let's call this a run crossfade.
Run crossfade.
So there's crossfade and then it's run, and then run crossfade. Yep, that's fine. Perfect. And so inside of run crossfade, what we're gonna do is transition.setBool. I forgot what you named it. I think fade in or fade out as, I guess.
I believe I named it fade out.
Yeah, and I think that will start off as true. Yeah. Then do yield return new, wait for seconds. It's such a weird syntax, but yield return new, wait for seconds, I think is what it is, right? And then transition time. And so you can just set transition at the top of this method. You can make it 2 seconds or 1 second, anything you want. It's like 1F, 2F.
Like a 3F.
Cool. So we'll definitely see it if it's working, right? And then afterward, you can just do transition.setBool fade out as false. So it should fade out, wait 3 seconds, and then fade back in, right?
I see. I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Really
and when we do the next level, not the next section, we would also invoke like a scene change or fire an event that would somewhere would be listening, maybe in scene management or something.
Exactly that. And so, no, sorry, I didn't cut you off, Chris. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay, yeah. So I was gonna say, I was thinking we can have two versions of this method. One for run crossfade, which is just a simple like it'll do it inside of the level that it's in, and then we can have like run crossfade with event, and we can like pass it an event that it should call. So as you said, like on scene change, on player death, on anything we need to do that has a fade to black transition, maybe we can pass it the event to fire, and whoever is listening can run that code within the yield for seconds, right? Because it won't take 3 seconds for a scene to change. It won't take 3 seconds for a player or like a position to be changed. So stuff like that.
Is it possible,
but that's related. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it possible to just do this? You're saying with an event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should this thing just receive the events? Just expose a fade in and fade out, not worry about transition time and have something else to worry about transition time?
What do you mean?
Like the game manager, or the scene changer, or how do you say?
As in, like, the crossfade controller doesn't worry about its transition time?
Yeah, not necessarily. For example, something else will trigger an event that will crossfade out, right, or crossfade in.
Yeah.
Do whatever exactly. It's got to do. Then maybe add 2 or 3 seconds to after it's done.
Yeah, so I think that's a fine idea. I just don't want to make that change yet. I want to get the base version up. But I think you're right. I think what we can do is eventually we can pull a lot of this code out where transition time can get dropped, and so maybe other methods can raise an event called like invoke crossfade or something with an event and a time. So then you have that flexibility. So maybe the adore says okay.
So for now, just have a game event listener listen for an event that will call this function. Just for now.
Yeah, or even like easier. The way that I was going to do it, just to test it out to see if it works, and then we'll change it right after is in update. We can just do like I think that we did this we can do like an input.get like mouse down or something, just something quick so we can just see, okay, is this working at all?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, get mouse button down. I think get mouse button down. I think is what it's called. Maybe.
Key dot. No.
Oh, it's an input
Input.
dot get mouse button down. Or I think
Button down.
mouse. Oh, okay, yeah. I actually got
During
that
the
right.
frame. Okay.
And then I think
Got it.
0 is a left click. So I think 0 is fine.
You guys hear that?
Yep. I can, but it's fine.
Okay.
It just went away. And then call, and then from here and do invoke crossfade.
Got it.
Yeah.
Right? And so in the future, we'll change it so that someone else is calling this, but just for right now,
No problem.
if this is all working, we should fade into the game. If you click anywhere, anything happening? No?
No. Oh.
Oh, did we attach the
No.
script to anything?
Yeah.
That's always the thing. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, so crossfade controller. And you put it on crossfade. Cool. Yep. And then it should figure out all its stuff. Okay, so it faded in just now, but it didn't fade back in. Okay, or did it? Oh no! It waited the 3 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Why is it going instantly?
Okay, let's start again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's start over.
I think it's because I clicked again. Like the two coroutines happened.
I see. Okay, so let's click once. Wait. 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Cool. Nice. Exactly. And so that's working now.
What's that sound? Somebody is hosting our stream. Hello.
Oh, dope.
What's up? A sticker for trying. You're from Games for Love. Oh, okay. Well, someone is. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you're from Games for Love. Games for Love, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for popping in.
Thank you so much.
I'm about to die. Okay.
A sticker for trying. Thanks so much. If there's something I love, it's names on Twitch. They're just so fun. Like a sticker for trying is fun. Okay. So yeah. Now we have basic fade in and fade out going on our game. And so now we can change it. So now we know that it works on a mouse click. So we can get rid of this code now, and we can create a new game event called
Get out of here, update. Yeah.
Get out of here. No one needs you, man. We can go to our assets, create a new game event called activate or run crossfade or on crossfade or something.
Yes.
And then all crossfade listener needs to do is listen for that event and run the method when whenever it gets invoked.
Fade.
And it takes 2 parameters. So I think what we're trying to say is we will send an event and a time. I was saying because then every different person who calls it can have the flexibility. So maybe the adore says the transition only needs to be 1 second. It may be between scenes or something. It goes, okay, the transition needs to be, I'm making it up, but 10 seconds. Or maybe if the player dies, it needs to be 0.5 seconds. You will get what I mean? So we have that flexibility.
We want to set a time. Like we want them to be able to forward a time.
Yep. And so I guess we can make them either we can have them always send it, or it can be, can you have what is it called? Optional parameters in C#?
Yeah, of course. It's basically, to get an optional parameter in C#, you basically just preset it with something.
Okay, got it. Sure. So then, do you want to do that? We can have a value.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And the time,
yeah,
and then just like set a base, like maybe like 2 or 1 seconds or something. Yeah, and then we don't need transition time. Yep.
So a sticker for trying said they wanted to come show some love to the community and capitalize unity. That's a great pun.
Hey,
and
the community.
Use of white space in our code was rather pleasing. Carry on. Oh no, here's another pun. I wear glasses because I don't see sharp. Oh.
Yo, look, I'm here for puns. No matter, I will. Like that's great. I wear glasses because I don't see sharp.
I mean, so do us. Like we do. We also.
Yeah, I wear glasses because I mean, truly, I don't see sharp.
I haven't been able to see like my whole life. Like that's it.
I mean, I'm sorry to keep running this into the ground, but Your glasses help you see sharper, don't they?
Oh my gosh, they
Okay,
really
I'll
do.
stop, I'll stop.
They really do.
Work. Okay, so optional parameters don't really work here.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Then we'll just have everyone who calls it just send the value. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
the
It's
thing
it's
I was saying
actually it's
was,
actually
do we want to send 2 values? Because do we want to
here.
send an event just in case?
This is what we can do.
Mhm.
Float value.
Or just
3F.
2F or 3F or something.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is the workaround. Just
Cool.
like the
Yeah, that
bool,
works.
since these are primary. Oops, missed a thing. I think they're called primary types, whatever. They're not really nullable, right? So
Yeah.
trying to do something
Putting
like
type of thing,
trying to do something like as to cast doesn't work with them. So in this case, if you for the most part think it's going to be a float, just check is the type float, and then cast the float. Otherwise, 3F, and this is a pretty safe statement right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this should
Cool.
work.
Yeah, I think it should.
Game event on.
So they've tried C# but enjoyed Node.js a lot more.
I'm sure.
And
Is it supposed to be a pun?
Quan
If it is,
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, wait, this is a high level pun. I don't get it.
Quan and I use JavaScript.
Yeah, I am a
At our
JavaScript
jobs.
baby. I love it.
I'm the C# guy.
Alex is a C# person.
Yeah, fully through.
But we're kind of all C# people because we use Unity. But you could also use JavaScript with Unity, right?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
I just choose
but
not
I think
to.
that I've heard that C# works better overall, though. I've heard.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all these delicious libraries that can let you do things.
Honestly, though.
Why would a library ever be described as delicious, Alex?
Dude, I'm here for it, man. It's delicious. Like, when I love finding a library and it does that really niche thing, and I'm like, bruh, this library is delicious. Like, I needed you to, I don't know, find all the objects that have this weird name. Like, thank you. I needed that. Okay, so back to our stream.
This light shouldn't be on. Global light.
Oh yeah. Also, we should move those platforms at some point, just because that jump is like harder than it should be, I think. But we'll be all right.
Do you have the light attached?
No,
to you?
I never actually picked up the light.
You should do that because.
Oh, and we need to figure out layering eventually for the lava, because falling in front of the lava is just so funny. All right, so let's do the first transition thing on death. That should be not easy, but like easy enough. So we already have a Killzone controller that handles the movement of the player. So when they die, it moves them.
Mm-hmm.
Now all we need to do is call on crossfade on player, like on Killzone enter.
Oh, you're right.
Or Killzone can just fire another event. It'll just fire on crossfade.
Where's Killzone? Yeah, because here you're waiting for what? A certain amount of time.
0.25. So let's bump that up a little bit, just so that, because it shouldn't be less time than the crossfade, because then you might see the player teleport before the crossfade is finished, if you get what I mean.
Well, the crossfade takes 1 second, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. So let's do 1 second.
Killzone event. So we also need like an on fade out event, right?
Yep.
And for this, we don't really have to give it a time. I think. How many seconds you want it to be, really?
I think it's fine. It can be 1 second as well, 1 second, because it should be quick. But yeah, that should be all the code. Now, now we need to add we have to add the game listener to crossfade.
Oh, I did.
We didn't do that, right? Oh, you did? Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see. Okay, cool.
No, when you guys talk, I just like keep doing things.
Yeah, I feel that. Oh, GG. All right, let's see. Let's see. We were close, but no cigar.
Oh, Killzone. You see, sometimes that's the issue with writing safe code. You don't know when it breaks. I guess that's what unit testing is for, which we're not doing at all.
Oh,
Um,
as in
Yeah.
as in like we didn't add the event.
No, I mean, look, see here. I write it safely by adding a question mark. If
Oh,
it's
okay,
null,
okay,
it
I got it.
doesn't
So like
break
you didn't
it.
even raise the event. Got it, got it, got it. When your code is too safe, no, I understand. You're right.
Which one is Killzone? Okay, let me turn on global light. Oh no, it's on. It's just this guy is blocking the way. Let me go to the scene. Okay. One is Killzone 1, Killzone 2.
And so the thing that I was thinking, should we have the crossfade disabled by default, and then maybe on crossfade activates it, and then it runs the transition? Only because, as you can see, there's just like a black block in the middle of our screen, and if we want to like keep developing and such, we might not just want that there at all times. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
We could
Yeah.
just physically move the canvas, right?
Can we do this? Or no?
Well, no, it's attached to the screen. It's attached to the main camera.
Right, right.
So we can do that.
I mean-
wait, what did you do?
I just set it's alpha by default for now. It'll set it back
Oh,
to
okay.
1, and I think it works fine.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, that works too. I'm all for that then.
That makes sense.
I'm here like, yo, what if we do all this extra stuff? Nah, bro, just make opacity 0.
I always overthink when it comes to just programming in general. It's like,
Yeah,
gotta go with the simplest answer.
Yep. Now, die for our sakes, or hit the lava for our sakes. GG. Oof.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see what happened.
That's a little slow.
Yeah, that's very slow. So it wasn't the. So maybe we should go back to
Wait,
crossfade controller.
are the yields like, are they stacking on top of each other, or are they happening at the same time?
It's separate threads because they're coroutines. But I think what happened is go back to crossfade controller.
Sure.
I think that we didn't set a time, so it's still set to like 3 seconds. Yeah, it's a 3F. So let's actually
No,
that to
fade
1.
out happens. And then it waits 3 seconds, and then hold on. Let me just see what
you're
exactly
right.
happened.
You're totally right.
So, boom. 3 seconds come up. Okay, so it's really just like this somewhere along the lines. This is getting.
Okay, so
it
should
shouldn't
we
be like
call
that?
fade out first?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Maybe you call fade out first, then wait, then you fire the Killzone event, which moves the player. Now it might still be off a bit, but it should be better though. Yeah, so well, that's good, but 3 seconds is too long. I say make it 1 second.
We could pass it through there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
yeah,
that's a benefit of that. Okay.
Now this should look way better.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe do like 1.5, just because we don't want the player to see that like teleportation. It should look like you died, it faded to black, and it handled all the stuff in the background.
Oh, 1.5. Like you say things, and I just completely like, what?
It's no problem. It's no problem. I think that's pretty nice. But what do y'all think though?
I like it. I mean,
Yeah,
we
like
could
it.
just what 2 seconds is.
I don't think any higher is good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I don't want it to be too long. Let's see, but I think that 1.5 is that happy medium.
Like, I almost think less is even better, because it's kind of just
Okay,
the character's
so
kind of just standing there.
How about 1.25?
Okay, so how about this? How about we do like 0.75 and 0.75?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Let's do 0.75 for both. Because I think what Chris is saying is maybe a little bit snappier. So if we do 7.5 for fade out and 7.5 for yield, yeah, exactly that.
Because it's just kind of weird that the player's just standing there and then, yeah. Let's see.
I think that it might be a bit better, Chris, if when we eventually fix the lava, because them being on top of the lava is weird. What should happen is like
the top of the lava.
No, I mean, I'm saying because the lava layer isn't right. You see how like the player's in front of it. I think it would be better if they were like behind it or something.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah, we can play with these numbers, and I'm sure we'll find something that we like.
So a sticker for trying asks, so is this going to be a Metroidvania style game? So, sort of, but there's not much like upgrades that are going to be available. It's more like it's meant like we started it out as like just a platformer where the player is stuck inside some type of nightmare and they need to overcome their fear to get out of the level. And the first fear that they're overcoming here is fear of darkness. And I'd say the Metroidvania aspect of the game is that you have to find a key in order to get to the next checkpoint. So there has to be some element of exploration and backtracking in order to get through the level. That's the Metroidvania aspect. And and when we get to the next fear, it'll be something similar, just a little bit different.
Yeah, and so again, I guess this is a good time, as you said. Like, it's good that you just explain that for people who may be newer to the channel. Yeah, the game is about fears, and right now we're working on the level of darkness. I know we haven't been showing as much, but also thanks, Asika, for trying, for digging the concept. Appreciate it. We're glad.
We dig the concept too. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Like,
this pretty much came from us like wanting to do our own sort of like little game jam thing for the stream, where we I mean, it's obviously not a game jam where we have like a limited amount of time. We do it until we feel like it's good enough. But the idea is we go through a theme generator, maybe pick out the first 3 themes that pop up and just make a game around that.
So yeah, and in this case, the first 3 themes that showed up on the game jam generator were, if I remember correctly, alone, night, and minimalism. So we just sat there and brainstormed for like, I don't remember how long, like 20 minutes or whatever.
For the games that we make on this channel or this Twitch, they're not really something that we release per se. I mean, we may put it on itch for sake, but if you there's a GitHub for it that we're working on, and pretty sure we put it under like a Creative Commons license. So it's really more of a learning experience for us. We don't plan on sort of monetizing on these things.
So we don't plan on monetizing, but I think it would be cool if we put it on itch.io, which we haven't fully discussed it yet, but I think it would be really cool because, we're basically doing this all on the fly from a concept that we came up with on the stream.
Yeah, and as you can tell, we are not pro game devs, which is why we're learning as we go. So we're having tons of fun just learning new things. Like even this crossfade that we just did, I wasn't able to do that 3 weeks ago, but I learned something new, and I just came here to show my team. And our game is growing slowly but surely. And as Chris said, I think it'd be great to put it on itch.io. Just get some feedback, see what works, what doesn't, see what people found fun. I think it'd be a great thing to do. We'll definitely let you know if it goes on itch for sure.
Yeah, we really appreciate the support here.
Yeah, for sure. You are coming in. Awesome. All right. So, anything else that should affect the crossfade? We said we wanted it to happen, on death of the player, or like when they hit a kill zone. I guess it should happen on actual death. So we did it on damage, but we should do it on like when the player's health bar went to 0. So I remember we have an event for when that happened. Is it in player controller?
Yeah, it is player controller is calling it. It's called on player died. On player death.
On player died. So do we want CrossFit controllers to listen to player death, or do we want another system, maybe Game Manager or somewhere else, to listen to player death, and then they raise the on fade out?
Honestly, like,
what do you want to do?
We could just Okay, maybe I should change where I add this, but we could just add it here, like in the game event listener.
Honestly.
Yeah, we don't have to, or we could like add it as a separate thing. Like
Oh
by
no,
default,
no, I think you're right. I think we should use the thing we made where now we can have multiple events
we don't have to
on one
like
game listener.
exactly. We don't have to stick to a specific um code. Like for example, we could put the crossfade script on some other, and we could keep it on here and just keep adding to it.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. I'm fine with adding it here and just having it listen to player death.
Like by
And
default, like on crossfade can be called, and we could just because it'd be pretty like redundant to like have something like have player say on player death and then something else pick up on that and then say on player on crossfade. So we could just add it here.
Mhm. Okay.
I'm just gonna add it like as an extra here.
Yeah, yeah. I
Player
think
death.
that's yep.
And yeah, we're just gonna call the same thing. But you know, since well, let me do this for crossfade.
Can't you do that thing where you like copy component and then paste it? I could be wrong.
You mean like copy this? And yeah, I probably could have. I think I can. But
Okay, sure,
it's
yeah,
gonna be
that's fine.
somewhat different because we're not exactly taking the value that comes through with it. We're probably going to set our own. So we're gonna call the same function, but instead of allowing it to, we're just gonna say I don't know.
I think we should do the same amount of time that we did for the Killzone controller.
I think we put 1.5 seconds.
And maybe now I think about it. Should we take that Killzone, that fade out event out of the code and just add it onto Killzone the way we're doing here? Like, oh wait, no, forget it because someone has to raise the event. Ignore me. This is for listening to the event.
Well, here's the issue though. The issue is, say if the kill zone happens, right?
Mm-hmm. And the player dies right then.
Well, we could just sort of have like a little failsafe. If this is being triggered, then just don't trigger it again. Oh no, this isn't kill zone.
I get you, as in like if the player dies at the same time they hit the kill zone, it shouldn't run the fade out twice. It should just run it once. So inside of crossfade controller, we can have some sort of failsafe that says if running or if playing animation or something.
Okay, there. See, yeah.
Yeah. So here, what we can do is make a bool. Yeah, private bool. Is playing or is animating, whatever we call it, is fading, whatever we call it.
Mhm.
Sure, is fading, and then in start we can set that to. I think it should be it should be false.
By default it's false. By default it's
yeah, I forgot. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. By default it's false. Yeah. And then here we can pretty much say if true, then sure.
Otherwise, wait, why if transition?
That would be if
Sorry, it's
no, not.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. Yep, and then in the core routine, how does it work?
We could just do this.
It should be inside the core routine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that works too. Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
Dude, just why not?
Yo, honestly though, true coding.
I honestly have like a thing against hard coded values. I really hate them.
Got it. Okay, I feel that.
Yeah, so that this way, it's kind of like a locking mechanism. I mean, this is pretty much a lock. Oh yeah, we still have to. What does it mean by missing? Shouldn't be missing.
It's probably that thing where you have to like pick the top one again. I remember it being weird like that. Do invoke crossfade. Yeah, you did the bottom one. Do the top one. No.
Hold on though. Let me look at I think it was overlay that had it. That's interesting. Those don't have missing.
No, yeah, I'm telling you, it's because you just so go back to and then that top one, yeah.
No, well, that's the thing. We want to set a
a parameter. I get you.
Unless 3 seconds is for the most part fine.
I think 3 seconds is too long because it should be the same as the damage time. It shouldn't be that much longer. I think at least. What do you think, Chris?
I feel like it's got to be the same. Like 3 seconds is too long, I think.
Okay, so then we have to set it here. Invoke crossfade. Yeah, it's
and you're just not able to set it there. Is that the problem?
No, I don't think that's it. Hold on, let me look up. Should be on the scene. Yep. I don't know.
Why does it say that it's missing the controller? I don't know. Why does it say it's missing?
It should be public, right? Invoke cross.
Did we make it public? We did. Yeah.
I mean, let's just die. let's just kill ourselves here. See what happens. Take a chunk. Take a chunk. Take a chunk.
This keeps fading out. I love seeing it in scene view. It's so funny.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
1.5.
And because we didn't get the hard checkpoint, yeah, got it.
Let's see what happens. Just die. I mean, I'm just gonna decrease my health like this.
Yep, that's fine.
Decreased it too much. Okay.
What are you trying to do?
Just
die.
Regular die, yeah.
Like die by just like waiting. Yeah, and again, for anyone who doesn't know, your health drains with time. That's just part of our game to add some like anxiety and like fear factor to it. Okay, let's see what happens when health just runs out.
Okay, so the position changed and then the fade went.
Yeah. Okay. So we need it to happen the other way because it doesn't benefit us if the player can see the teleportation.
Oh, I see.
It's we should probably do. Yeah. So in Killzone, what we should probably do is whatever time the fade out event is should probably match the yield new return, the wait for seconds, so that it's never out of sync. Like it should always wait the amount of time that the fade out takes before it moves the player, so that during that interim time it should
we may need to like create something specifically for like broadcasting another event based on an event, and like so we can actually like modify the time. Like for example, on player. Hold on, let me see what's going on player stuff. Yeah, see here on player death and reset player on death.
Mm-hmm.
We're automatically doing that. So we need to somehow add a sort of time thing here. Don't we?
Yeah, hold on, wait. I'm trying to think of what I get. You're saying that okay, so before on death, what we were doing is we just instantly moved the player, right? Okay, yeah. So what we need to do is go down to reset player. So actually, so reset player should stay the same, but we need like an I enumerator or something that will wait some time and then call reset player.
Reset player is working fine just because of this, because of the yield happening on the kill zone, because that's when we reset.
Okay, got it. Okay.
We need the same thing to be happening like
on death, but on death is sort of being controlled here. So
right.
I think the best thing to do is probably add some sort of like, I don't know, public respawn delay.
Yeah, that's actually a normal thing to have in games, and I forgot. Yeah, we should have a respawn delay. Now, usually the game manager, again, at least from what I've done in the past, the game manager handles this, but for now, I think it's fine. When the player dies, we should do a I enumerator or something, yield wait. We can't do it in here because this isn't an I enumerator. So we have to make an I enumerator method that calls reset player on death then.
Let me try something here.
Go for it.
Let me give something a shot. No, you're right. So public enumerator.
And we can call it. So maybe we should call this reset player on depth, to be honest, and just like rename the one we had instead of making it void. We'll just make it an I enumerator, and everywhere we call it, we'll just call it we'll just do start core routine instead.
Aha.
That makes
Good.
sense.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yield
return.
Yeah, right. It's so weird. Yield return new.
It's
No,
yield is like wait, no?
It is.
So it's like,
just
wait,
I'm saying like
and
no
then
one that
return.
has like there's nowhere else I've ever seen this syntax except for this one specific thing in Unity. Like I was and then you have to put new before wait for seconds.
Oh yeah, because this is a class.
Yep.
Spawn delay. Wow.
Got him. Okay. And did you set that to an initial value, or is it public so we can change it on
It's
the
public,
fly?
but I set it to 3 initially.
Okay.
3 is too long, man. 3.
Yeah, we can't do 3. It's too long.
3 is too long.
Match it with the kill zone.
Yeah.
It should be the same for both.
I'm on team 1 to 0.75. I want that quick respawn.
The respawn delay is what, 1?
Sure, yeah. Or
That's
match
fine.
it to Killzone. So what is
Oh,
Killzone?
Killzone is like this.
No. Killzone is a 1. Yeah.
Killzone should
The fade out is 1.5, but the actual like the waiting for the Killzone and then raising the event is 1. So 1 is good. Yeah.
let's try it out.
All right.
Alright.
Let's see how it works.
lose.
If this works, then that would be perfect because it's 7 o'clock, so we have an hour to do whatever. Yeah. So just take some damage.
Did I set it to 1? Sorry, I mean,
Yeah.
I did, right?
And a player controller. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Sometimes those values don't really come through very nicely.
Yeah. 1. I see it.
Okay, good.
Go. Just go hit the lava like once, and then you'll a little faster. Cool.
All right.
Now get the hard checkpoint real quick. I just want to see. So it should also fade out and then teleport you back there. Yeah. Now we wait for our death slowly, patiently. Yo, that was mad long.
Yeah, a delay.
Yo, that took 45 million
Oh,
seconds.
no, that's my bad. I think that's my bad. What's going on here? Crossfade. Yep, my bad. 5, right?
Oh, I think okay. When you were changing it before, it was running. That's why, right?
Oh, got it. Once more. Yeah. Did you get the hard checkpoint?
No.
It's okay. Your health won't fall when you're moving.
Death.
And now, of course, we can maybe again in the
Was
future
that-
we can maybe
did that feel-
enhance that. What?
Did that feel like different? Did that feel?
Not
Sort of.
really.
Let me try to do 0.5. That should be like too fast.
Like
right?
0.25. Like it should be like lightning. It should like teleport at lightning speed.
No, I mean it'll teleport and everything. Like it'll wait 1 second before teleporting. But the fade in should happen way before, and we may even see it happen.
Got it. Okay,
Let's see
yeah.
what's going on. Oh crap! I have to move out of the way. Yeah, that fade out's too
Okay.
long. Okay,
Cool.
How about this? Let me classic debugging, right? Oh no, wait, I have a Visual Studio. What am I doing? Where is Crossfade, right?
Also, change the value from 3F. Just let's make that by default 1.
Yeah.
Well, let me see what's being passed through first. Like if the
Alright.
on death is being passed through at all, because I'm getting this
Mhm.
missing method thing, and that's a concern. Of course, I have to attach the. I mean, should be 1.5 as a normal. There. I'm sorry, what was that?
Why didn't it pause?
I think it's probably because I started debugging in a weird spot. Here, let me get rid of that for now and just do it.
Yeah, like that's definitely not okay. That could be 1.5.
No, that is 1.5. It's coming through just fine there.
Okay.
Now let's see what happens when he dies. Okay, what value is coming through? Null value, right? So that's why it's still sticking around as 3 seconds.
And sure, and that's what I'm saying. We should make that 1 in general. So if anything null comes, it should be that general time. So it's quicker. But then yeah, we need to figure out why it's also sending null and not the right time.
Well, we're not. Wait. In the player controller, the I enumerator is not linked to this, right?
Not at all. It's linked to its own.
No,
like resetting.
The is how long it waits to teleport the player, and that should be in sync with the time it takes to fade out.
Right. So it's not receiving this 1.5 then. From
no,
here.
yeah, because of this weird missing method thing.
Of this missing thing, yeah.
It could be because that because we're setting it to object. Like for example, if we were to set this to like float.
I mean, yeah, we're only passing float, so maybe we should use float.
There's a reason we have to do this in this way.
Yeah,
because look, see that before. Now this is no longer the missing method. This is now. You know.
The reason we did object was because for other events we weren't exactly sure what we needed, right?
Right.
So we wanted that variability, but I understand making this one a float just because, like.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
What does?
What Alex is doing right now.
Oh, he's oh man, overloading it, right? I know code.
Yeah.
Overriding, overloading. Oh, I always forget.
Right. You guys don't like things like this, right? Onlining it.
I mean,
you kind of lost me there. Actually, what you just did.
No, I'm just calling the same function. Just
Why?
Well, yeah, because it's the same logic. Really, we just want to pass the float like through, but this way, object will have the appropriate thing, and this one will have a thing for float. So like none of them will have a missing method. See here?
I'm saying
see, they both have now fixed. Why what?
Sure.
Why what, Quan?
Well, why not just send the float? This.
Maybe
I'm not understanding, but to send the object to then cast it as a float, why not just make it a float?
Well,
I'm saying in the other cases, go ahead.
So the issue was that originally we had just object, right? And and what happened there is that when we have that whole response thing going, it's expecting, like here, when we did this whole like crossfade thing and we selected one from here, it was expecting object. I don't know, something about it basically.
I get it. Okay. I understand. Yeah. I understand. And so we're just casting it.
You know how normally when we choose the ones from the top, we're basically having this object value get passed through, right?
Yeah.
Automatically. Well, here when this said object and we picked it from the one below, I think because it was the exact same thing, object to object, it was causing like a missing method thing for some reason. Like here, if you look at overlay. This is actually a string that's in the thing, and there was no issue with that. Just because the parameters were different from the responses thing that it's passing through. Does that make sense?
Kind of enough.
That's what I figure. Okay. I'm just kind of guessing here.
I understand. No,
yeah, and here, well, you don't want to do float to object because We want to get the float in the end, right? It's really like,
I get it.
yeah.
Sure.
So that's why this.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'm fine with it. I just wanted to make sure I understood. Okay. So that should be. Yeah. Let's see if this works, and then after that, then we can try and hook this up to the door once the player has the key flame. And maybe the other thing that we should do, now I'm thinking about it, do we stop reading input when the player dies?
I was just thinking
right?
that.
Because you can keep moving, even though the fade out is happening.
God, that was still 3 seconds. I know that's 3 seconds.
Right.
Go back to the method.
Can you make it like 10 just to completely make sure it's not working?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, some like craziness. Yeah.
Well, did I do so much? No, I didn't.
No, the perfect amount. All right, it better be okay. Yeah.
No, see, that's 3 seconds. That's definitely 3 seconds.
So again, let's just change it to 1 in a crossfade controller,
Sure.
and also figure out why this thing is being really angry.
Does it not do well with overloads? Is that what it is?
It could be, and that's why for the most part I try not to overload. Not because it's a bad thing. It's just too often things are so finicky, but not that often. I just prefer not to.
Did I see that it had both selected when you went to select the method?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, why is it both selected?
Oh, yeah, it's because it's overloaded. If I had to guess, at least
that should give us the ability to select one or the other.
Yeah, can you unclick one of them? Like, can you?
God, I thought someone was in the house. I thought someone was in my apartment. Yo, okay, whatever. Look.
Oh man, that would be horrible, dude.
My neighbors.
Something fell. Do that, apparently.
Okay, so I mean, the only other solution is to literally have 2 different functions, different names, and I don't know. Or I don't know if it makes sense to, but we could literally send on player death like the value, like just when we raise on player death, send the value. The issue with that is it's not really like accounting for what we may actually want to send for on player death.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that we shouldn't cut that corner now.
And the only other thing I was thinking of is that whole thing of what do you call it? Having a sort of mono behavior exist that basically catches it, like catches events and then spits out another event in response.
I get it, as in like a middleman. I just think that the middleman it'll eventually just be doing a lot of overhead work that I don't know if we necessarily need. But I do get what you mean. You're saying like we can have like a general thing called maybe like game events controller that subscribes to all the events, and then based on which event it gets, it can like handle it can fire a different event, right?
Well, not exactly not exactly all the events, but just these things that we need sort of rerouting, because like Killzone itself, Killzone controller in its code is firing on the on crossfade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we would need something that like also fires it as well, basically. I mean, we could sort of use it generically, like for other things, like this happened and I want to fire this next. We can even use set it as like a also timer. So have a timer just like we're doing here for all the other things, and have it so that I've received this event, but I'm going to wait a couple seconds or so before I fire the response of a game event or the associated game event. Like an adapter.
I kind of get what you like. I get what you mean, but I can't tell in my head if I think it is better or the same. Yeah, I'm really not sure.
We could try it.
I'm fine with trying it, but maybe we should do it either later or off stream. Not because it's not important, but because we aren't sure. I just don't want to lose the rest of our time necessarily. Or not lose, but
So here, how about this? For now, and we just have to remember we're doing this.
please make that one.
Time is equal to that.
It hurt so bad. I'm like 3. What?
Well, I guess we had 3 there because of the scene change.
Right. That's what it's meant for. But what we can do for now is the quick way is what do you call it? Send this as 1.5 for now, and then I could add a little to do. Find some better solution to this. And I don't know if you guys isn't there like a to do thing? There's a to do window somewhere. So when I do to dos like this and comments, it'll find all of them and all of the code in the project. Yeah, there's something out there. But yeah, for now, this should be fine.
But on player death, it's sending 1.5, and okay, all right, I get it. Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, sure. So this.
Oh,
that was not 3 seconds. That was 1.5, right?
Yeah, that was definitely 1.5.
Okay, now again for the same sake, can you just send 10, just so we can make sure?
Yeah, I will have to do. Let's get 10.5.
Fine, yeah, just long enough so that we can know for sure.
That. That's weird.
And then we should test it.
Did it too fast, but
okay, yeah, that's weird. Okay,
because we're locking it, but we're not preventing the person from.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, okay.
We don't know yet.
The 10 seconds.
No.
Yes, we do have.
DK, we don't know. I can't.
You guys want to do that real quick? Just lock the controls.
Yeah. I think that we should we have not, so is interacting. We have return, and then we can just do the same thing. Is dead. I think that what we should do is probably make a bool is dead. Player is dead or something, and then when player dies, we can just set that as true for those few frames or few seconds. And then if is interacting or if is dead, then don't do any of this stuff. Don't check for their jump, their movement, or anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Because I wonder if we could just rename is interacting and just make it like is no longer move or can no longer do things, or I don't know. Put it all under one bool.
I get you. As in like instead of is interacting, just a bool like is not is active. That's not as good of a name, but like yeah, I get you.
I mean,
like,
we
can
could
player act or something.
We could do the is dead thing, right? Let's
no,
just.
But yeah, but I think you have a good point though. Like making it just like a generic like lock controls, like bool lock controls, true or false, and then
well,
that
is player dead is
this,
right? We do have an is sort of dead, right? So here, I have an idea.
Oh yeah, so we can just use that.
I'm sorry. What are we trying to do with this here?
What we're trying to do is what's happening right now is when the player dies, right? You're still able to move, and they shouldn't be. So what we need to do is when the player dies or takes damage or is like in the respawning state, they should be like locked. So we need to do this also on player damage, or not on player damage, but on kill zone damage in specific, because during that transition, we don't want the player to be able to move either, right?
private? I guess it can be private. I didn't know. Cool. I mean, we can make it public. There's no
I don't
harm
think
in
that we
it.
should call it is enabled because too many things in Unity are like enabled is true, set active and
How
stuff.
about that?
I think lock controls is or
Controls locked.
controls locked or something. Yeah, just I don't know. There's something.
Update
Also, it should be when
disabled.
you
How
take
about that?
damage. It should be when you take damage too, not just when you die.
Well, specifically damaged by kill zone, because again, if in the future exactly. Yeah, if we take damage by like again, if there's like a projectile in the future, that should just like hit you and you should take damage. But if you hit anything like a kill zone or you die of, or you just die, then we should do this. So how do we know if the player hit a kill zone in specific? There is a kill zone event that we listen to, right? So here, then on kill zone enter,
yeah.
we set that variable to I guess like controls locked as true or whatever.
Well, actually, it's not necessarily so.
Well, they're only in the kill zone for a certain amount of time. I'm saying because what do you mean in kill zone?
As in, like, is being affected by kill zone. I don't know what better word to use.
Don't we have on kill zone enter?
Yeah, we do, but
Yes,
we have to set it. You know, we have to set something like on kill zone enter. And you know the thing is, kill zone enter is not exactly being see, it's waiting for a bit, right? Before the whole thing.
Right.
you're right.
So,
yeah.
well, actually, no. That this should be fine still. So the moment we have kill zone, we pretty much lock it.
Yeah, but what will happen is during that fade out, the player will be able to move. Now I don't know if that matters or not, but it will happen. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Whereas kill zone enters in player controller. Oh geez.
I just don't want that many variables.
Yeah,
or like I don't want it to get so low.
Because this is what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to also have some sort of timer to know when to revert back control.
So I was gonna say no, just in a reset player, when you reset the player, you just give them back control. So like screw a timer. Just anytime the player is back in reset state, that means that they're back in like playable state. You reset the control. That makes sense, right? I think.
So we do
Maybe
it on. So we should do it on fade out. No.
Ideally, yes. In that, as soon as the fade out starts, the player should be locked. They should not be able to run around and do stuff when they're hit. But I understand that we might have to come back to that. So for now, I'm saying let them move during the fade out. I guess it's not ideal, but
because you see what's going to happen is it's going to wait for 1 second, right? So the fade out will start. We're worried about the 0.5 seconds that we're pretty much like, you know, before the fade in starts, right? Because we want the player to get control back the moment they fade in, right? Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
So yes. We pretty much have that 0.5 and that 1 second that it takes to fade in. So we have a whole 1.5 seconds that we don't want the player to move. So we want it to happen at the end of the animation. As weird as it sounds, the only thing I could think of is like having some sort of like event that the crossfade controller called fade in, which is basically the exact moment that it's done. The animation has been played. We're fading in.
Okay, go back to crossfade controller. Okay, is fading. I'm trying to think. So is fading is true, and then it fades out, waits, and then it fades back in. So,
like, I don't know. Let me see if we can.
Well, what I'm trying to think is there a way to use is fading? No, because it'll set instantly. False. Animator, yeah, animator hopefully has something. For those,
Duration.
do you get what's going on, Chris? Like what the issue we're facing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I just think if we don't figure it out in a few minutes, we should move on to the next thing and just table it.
Yeah, I'm already on that wave. I think that we should just table it real quick and let's see if we can get the animation hooked up for the door and get the transition to just to a fire off when the player enters
That's
the
an
door.
important thing we have to do.
Yeah, and it's already 7:23.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, so we'll just leave it there for a now. Yeah, we'll come back to that. I will put it down. Okay, Chris is already ahead of the game.
Already there.
Okay, cool. So now let's do one thing. Let's create this animation. So, oh man, this is gonna be kind of weird actually. Go to art.
Art.
Yep. Sprites. Now there's a few dungeon sprites things and it's tough. Oh man, is it? Go to no, sorry. Close that. Go to the next one. This is called dark overlay, and are these small tiles? Yeah, and now close this one. Sorry, and open the one right next to it. Is it full objects? You go to soft checkpoint one. I'm trying to think of. Okay, this one. Yeah, this one. So this one is not cut up. So copy the first 4 sprites, or actually copy backward the. No, sorry, yeah. Copy the first, or not copy, yeah. Just select them and drag them into the scene. This will be the animation.
There's actually 3 more. There's 3 more over there. So
Oh.
hold control and get those. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I didn't even notice. Yeah, so and then scroll down actually, because there might be another one.
No.
Damn. No.
Okay, no, yeah. You're good. So you can drag those into the scene.
Dragging.
Yep, and you can put it anywhere. It's fine. Let's call it door. I put it. Make sure it's in the animations folder, not sprites.
Yeah.
And then we'll call it
door open.
Door open. Yeah.
Door open.
Yep. Yeah. And you can just save that. And now let's just make sure we scale it up so that it's the same size, or just copy the scale from the hard checkpoint.
Wait, hard checkpoint is door?
Yeah.
Oh,
it is the actual door itself. So yeah, that's good. And then
we just paste.
Okay, so now it should be, so now this should be overlaid. Now, if you just press play real quick, we should just see that animation run. It should just open the door, and then we can adjust it in the animation pane to see if it's too fast or anything. No, I
think it's good.
Okay.
It just shouldn't loop. That's all.
Yeah, so that's okay. So we can go to animation. Yep, and then find door.
Can I rename this?
No, hold on. That isn't the one. There should be a door open. Oh, is it not there?
No, it's a controller. No, well, the animation door open is here.
Okay, yeah. So
turn
off loop time. Yep.
I just wanted to rename this, the controller itself.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. You can call it door controller or door.
Give it a little.
Now.
Really a trigger, because we're not, Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with it being a trigger, because it's a one-time thing.
Yeah.
And just and yeah. So here's where I was saying we might need an idle, right? Because it seems like there's no way to like skip the first state, because what you don't want is for it to just play it on load of the scene. So I ended up having to make like a.
I see.
Like a interim state that it would just not do anything, and then transition to the opening state. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
What's going on? door open.
Do door idle, just so that their names are different.
Oh, that's fine. Idle.
Yep, and then
Open.
if
Transition.
yep, and then yep.
Trigger. Yeah. This is
Yep, no,
Zero
0.
that.
Yep, and so now I forgot how you tested it, where you could like test the states and stuff.
well, for one, this is the door, right?
Well, you could play it and then just press the check box.
Door.
Yeah, he's totally right.
Door. I know we already have it there. I just prefer to keep it with that. Okay, cool. So going to that for now. Here we have door and hard checkpoint, right?
Yep,
Just
and then just
Wait, move over.
move over in the game.
not.
If you click on game view, you can't move.
Oh,
Is our update disabled thing completely
buddy.
wrong?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. I
You called it disabled.
yeah, it's because they usually do things in the more like positive, like is enabled.
I get it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's trigger this.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
Triggered.
So now in the code, we just need to grab this animator component and set trigger to what'd you call it? Open. Yeah, and then that should happen once the player has the keyframe. So I remember we had a piece, again, let's not try and fix the whole thing, but let's just see if we can get the hookup. So I remember we had a piece of code that runs when the player has the keyframe, right? And the text changes, and I think it's an interact overlay controller, maybe.
Do you want it to open the moment that keyframe is obtained?
Sure, not because that's what we want, but I just want to make sure that we can do it from the code and make sure that even if it's instant, it happens, and then we can work on making sure that it waits, a certain amount of seconds, or waits until the player
Let's
is
do
out
door
of the
controller.
thing.
Well, not when keyframes obtain, when it's inserted.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh yeah, a door controller. Well, see, so door control. So we have a checkpoint controller,
Yeah.
and the checkpoints are the doors. So maybe they should actually go in checkpoint controller.
Right.
Sorry, you got so far already. Yeah, this is what handles. Isn't doing anything yet, but this is what it should be, so that we can just use the same thing across all the different doors in the game, I guess.
Check doors, but doors not the only thing that could be a checkpoint.
You're right.
Only one hard checkpoint is a door.
Well, shouldn't we be doing this with the interact? Like when you press X, the door should open.
Oh yeah, he's right. With the interact overlay controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so once instant if pressing interact and key obtained, okay, then we change it to press X to enter the next level.
So basically the animation should start before that.
No. The prompt text should be X to enter the next level.
Did we take away the overlay?
No, the overlay is still there when they do this. Let's play the game. I don't remember.
Could we see?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just
I remember I was doing some silly things. Not silly things, but
and just move the keyframe right next to the door. So instead of having to drag the character around, go out of play. Yeah, instead of having to drag them around all the time, for right now, either duplicate it so that maybe it'll have the same effect. But instead of having to just move the character around all the time, yeah, we'll just move one version of the keyframe. Right. Yeah, perfect. Exactly. Just so that we don't have to keep
the easiest level ever.
Right. You just spawn, walk over when Nice
So
jump.
you do not have the keyframe, yada yada yada. That's what we get at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have it.
I'm hearing all the sounds. Stream is hearing the sounds, but this just unlocked. What do we get now?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay, I remember what I did. So the moment that on
The overlay, right?
hold on, let me just I hate having so many of these. Let's close all these and just start new. So here, the moment that they interact and they have the key, it
Yep. Changes the prompt text. That's fine.
yeah, but it does not trigger the overlay again. So I kind of like disconnect that a little. I mean, if you're in the overlay, we have it.
Wait,
So-
hold on one sec. I thought I saw it say press X to unlock for like a split second.
It did, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So you see here the where's the code that
Wait, X to unlock or X to enter next level, Chris?
No, I saw X to unlock.
yeah.
I
So
don't-
see here, I have a set prompt text.
Oh yeah, and we're doing it by event, right?
Yeah. So if you go
'Cause-
to the was it the hard checkpoint?
Hard
yeah.
checkpoint.
You see
It
here.
should have an on keyframe of obtained
Mhm.
event.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
here I basically like I'm setting some things. For example, on level start, I said press X to interact, and on keyframe obtain, I have press X to unlock. So I changed the prompt that hovers over the door,
Yeah.
as opposed to I mean on overlay still actually has the event stuff that changes the text that you see. You have obtained the free keyframe. You're permitted to continue, but I wonder if that's a little too much.
So, okay, in my head, this is what I think should happen. So, like, when you don't have the key flame and you interact with the door, it says press X to interact, and then the overlay pops up.
Yep.
And it says that thing.
Yep.
And then you escape to close, you find the key flame, you come back, and now it says on the door, press X to unlock.
Yeah.
Right? So you press X, and then the overlay pops up, and I don't know. When you press escape, it inserts it, and then the animation plays,
So
and it says press enter to enter next level.
So here, oh yeah, I remember now. That's the weird thing about it. We have to make it so that we maybe freeze the player, play that door opening animation, and then after that, pop up the overlay. If that's what you're saying. Like here, oh Mozilla. Here instead of saying you've obtained the keyframe, it'll say like you entered the keyframe. You are permitted to continue. Same message, but
Okay, I
after
actually
the
like that
yeah.
better.
I mean, like
Yeah.
you have entered.
You insert the key flame.
You insert.
Right.
You inserted the keyframe.
Yeah.
You're permitted to continue.
Right.
So here we have what we just have to make it so that the animations play like in order. The door opens and then, which is why I was saying that whole thing of like time. You know what I mean? The whole
But the door would open after you close the overlay.
right. So here, like, here's interact, right? Yeah. So here I have unlock event by triggering event that door controller picks up. Once door controller finishes, trigger interact. Something. Yeah, and then like prompt press X to enter next level. So I changed the text here.
Okay.
We just have to somewhere here, like basically trigger that door controller or indicate like unlock condition unlocked or like have an unlocked event basically.
It's basically whenever the overlay closes. That's when the animation should play, and that's when the prompt should change.
But we have to do something where we hear when we say when we interact with it.
Yeah.
Hold on. I see what you mean. My concern is hard coding the actual like what happens here.
Yeah, because in the future we want to have it be variable,
Because
right?
right now, right, if we like got rid of this little line, it would open up that prompt. I mean, it would open up that overlay, right? But we want to make sure that when the overlay gets closed and the that's when that animation should play, and that's when this prompt changes. So, well, let's just
So like an unlock condition. That's what you were saying.
yeah,
We
yeah,
would,
like yeah. So let's just comment this out for now first, and you'll see what happens when we just do that.
And we have to write the code in a way to make sure that it only happens once, because the player shouldn't interact multiple times or something, and then
So now we have
animation
press
plays
X
over
to
and over.
unlock. So now
Okay.
it's saying you inserted the keyframe. You're permitted to continue. The moment I
That's
click
good.
on escape, that's when this thing should
exactly.
So we just need to have something where overlay overlay
Should listen, or whatever is going to control the door should listen to an event from overlay. Like overlay has an on interact event, or we have an on interact event. We can have an like on overlay close, on interact close or something, because we might want to use that otherwhere in other places.
I think I like on overlay close, but we just have to indicate that not only did overlay close, but a condition has been met. So the door controller needs to know, like, hey,
so like on overlay close, and then inside of that method that gets called on that event, it should check game manager.instance.key obtained, and then if that's the case, then you run your animation.
Yeah, that makes sense, because if to get to this point, you would have had to yeah, let's just do that for now. Let's see how that goes.
Cool.
Yeah, let's make a game event first. So see how much we're relying on the game events now. On overlay.
I'm so glad we took time to flesh out this system, because we need a lot of information to be traveling between our components. If we didn't have a good way to do it, we'd be dead in the water.
Yeah.
We'd be using the game manager a lot.
Yeah,
it'd be
totally.
very heavy on the game manager.
So here we're gonna have on overlay closed. Right, because here we have like an escape. Hold up. We know when overlay closes because we're clicking escape here.
Yes, we do.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't need this here. We can go off of this as well. We can just like listen to on interact, and then if it's a false value, we can check at that point if key flame has been obtained.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
Okay. Thank the Lord.
All right. See, even better.
Delete this thing.
I forgot that we added the true and false to on interact, so that we wouldn't have to make two events, on open and on close.
Right, that's true. So here we in the door controller, we simply
don't remember what you did last stream,
right? Private void door.
Yeah, I think
Private void. Hey, Alex. Door. Yeah. Whatever. No, I'm gonna call it door animator.
Or door anim, yeah. Yep, that works. And then get component animator.
I wish there was a cleaner way to do this.
And then we can make a public, we can do it as an I enumerator. I only say that because the moment they press escape, the fade out of the overlay will be happening, and the animation will have started. We can wait like literally like 0.25 seconds just so that the overlay is completely closed by the time, and then the animation starts, so it doesn't start while it's fading out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Find to-dos. Really open. That's even more hilarious. We also have like this overlay open thing, which I don't remember why
Yeah.
we're using it for.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh,
we're actually
man.
setting a runtime value for whether it's open or not.
What?
I don't remember.
I don't remember why we did this.
I mean, we could find out.
Okay, yeah, it's a
Oh,
boolvar.
it's on interact. It's on interact. What am I using it for though? Oh, to know if it's open or not.
Oh, yeah.
I hate this so much. Okay, so I honestly
But we
don't
don't want to
remember.
do on is open though. I think we want to do on interact false because it cannot be open, even if the user didn't just press escape, right?
I mean, it's open. Let's go with that.
Okay.
And then you said do a little anim thing, right?
Yeah. So we can do. You mean like the wait? We can do a yield. If we make this an enumerator, we can just make it yield wait return, and then we can do or start coroutine. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll make the enumerator, and we'll call it open door. To be honest, open door.
I'm gonna try something. All right, I'm gonna try something real quick. See if this works. I'm really curious if it will.
Yo, this man is about to try and be a god. I see him. For those of you who might not understand, or those of you who do, anyway, this notation is instead of making a new method that does the code for us, we can just create it right here in the declaration of start coroutine, and he's basically just building out a new method that will run instead of having to give it a full name and everything. It just saves some time and space.
I don't think this is gonna work.
I think because it's multi-line, even though it's one line but spread over, you might need the brackets around the if.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You definitely do.
Sorry.
You need the brackets around the if. I think.
Wait, sorry. Hold on. How do you? Is it enumerator?
Enumerator, yeah, but this won't work because yield return wait for seconds is not an enumerator. I don't think it's just something you put in the enumerator itself. So I actually don't think that this will work unless you do the whole function as enumerator. Like after the bracket, if you do as enumerator.
Let's see what the error is. Can I convert to type string because it's not a delegate? Sorry, what?
Yo, I say let's just do it the easy way.
Yeah, let's do this. I just want it to be like.
No. I feel that like if that would have worked, that would have been dope.
Mission failed.
Yeah, mission failed.
We'll get them next time.
Bird.
If anyone knows that.
What are we calling this?
Just open door, and then instead of open door, we'll just do door.
Actually,
door
like
animator dot trigger invoke open, and then we can just call that open. That's fine, and then do enumerator open. It's because you weren't adding the. You're trying to have it just make it by itself. Nice.
It would have been nice.
That would be nice.
But I guess it just doesn't.
Do open door just because I feel like it's a little more telling.
Sure.
Thanks. Okay, so open door.
I don't know why that was having an issue.
Yeah, word. And then yield return new. We can wait for this literally like 0.5 or if not just 0.25 seconds. Negative 0.25 seconds. Do it before you're called. And then just do a door animator dot set trigger open. Yep.
All right.
And then
What is this? What is the issue with this?
Add the parentheses. You need it in start coroutine.
You're right.
Yes.
Okay, so if it's not open and key obtained, then we give it like a whatever to do its thing. then we set trigger open. But then we still have to figure out. No, we don't. We gotta change this prompt. Somehow.
Oh, why? Wait, I'm lost.
So that you can actually enter the next level. Once the doors open, that should be the text. Like you press X and then you go to the next section.
Unless we just like straight up just
Like yeet them over to the next section. I mean, I don't know.
no.
I mean,
no,
so what I
like,
think should
unless we
happen
just
is
straight up do
what
this.
is when they press X. I think what should happen is no. What we should do is what would you wait? Hold on, I'm so lost.
I mean, same thing. Like we send out the thing to say that the interact.
They
they closed it.
They close the thing.
Door controller will do its own thing with instance key obtain, and then
Mhm.
I'll do my own thing with instance key obtain.
Understandable. Yep.
Okay, so put enter the next section because this is still the darkness level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is an error.
Uh,
Gotta love
what is it?
errors. Not our problem. I've cleared it. It's no longer a problem.
That should be X to unlock. Okay.
Okay, escape. Wait 0.5 second. GG. Rest in
Well,
peace.
it did do that, but we didn't
that
add
weird.
a listener. Alex.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Hard
there's
check
one right
when
here. So we could
listens
just
to
do
on
it.
interact false or on interact itself.
What? No. Oh, they don't have. Oh no, they do have. Right here. It's on the outer. On interact. Set prompt text. No. Where am I? I'm not in the right one.
You wanna? You are. Are you on door controller?
Nope.
Or I mean, sorry.
Not at all.
Hard check.
I'm supposed to go on door controller. That's what the issue is.
Wait, no. Because door controller is on hard checkpoint, right? So this is right, I
think. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. It is. On interact is right there, and we just have to change this to not use that.
No. That's fine. It should use hard checkpoint, and then go into the methods. Right.
No, it should use door controller. No.
Yeah, I do have to add door controller. It's funny how I forget that this is being put on the same object.
Oh, we didn't add door control. Oh, my bad. Got it.
Okay. Hard checkpoint. Yeah. And then we just got to go to door controller and invoke open door. I swear.
It should work.
Well, let's.
Yeah, do that first. Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
Didn't trigger an animation. You inserted the keyframe.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh no. Now, of
Well,
course.
no, that's fine.
Now, of course, Interact has. I'm not sure if we really want to hard code this here, but now the next Interact is basically going to have to trigger like a.
We just can't interact with it anymore.
Or idea, right?
Okay.
You
Idea.
press up to go into new sections, like certain games. But I don't know if that's actually a good fix because X is the main interact button, so it should be consistent.
Yeah.
Well, the way I see it, we may have to have something that kind of like a condition where this doesn't trigger this.
Yeah, it's actually pretty. It's tough because so many things rely on the same button and the interaction.
Like here we're setting set overlay state on to true, right? That's happening on this guy. So we just have to make it so that we just have to disable being able to interact, being able to trigger this overlay.
The overlay, yeah, like
Specifically the overlay, though.
Yeah, specifically the overlay, not the interaction. Man, this is we might have to refactor this because I wonder how it's going to work. Because I feel like in other levels, we're doing so much like hard coding about X to the next section and stuff. We're going to have to flip it all on its head, I think. But again, when the time comes.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, when the time comes, because I'm not really even sure I want to rely too much on this little thing here.
And it's pretty useful though.
Yeah, but I mean, we could easily do the same thing on like one of those bool variable things, just like how we have overlay open, and then just have like that used as a sort of condition. For example, here and here, like unlock condition, or to be honest, I don't know, or yeah, we'll figure it out. I think it's a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we definitely got to a good place. The only thing I think that we can do in the next few seconds is or no, you don't know yet. We'll do it the next time. What I was gonna say is we want to play the overlay or the crossfade as well when they switch between the sections.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't have to be now. That's fine.
Yeah, because we still have to figure out how we're gonna actually switch.
Yeah, handle the interaction. Yeah, you're right.
So cool. I'm just gonna push this, and I'm gonna do that right here, right now, because I've got to show how we do source control.
Go for it.
But
yeah.
You guys keep going with your conversations and what we're gonna do next, possibly.
Yeah. So I think next week it'd be great to add the crossfade to the door. So when the player enters this door, it'll fade to black. And they should load into a new section of the level to give that illusion that they've moved. And then we can also start designing the second level. Now, maybe off stream, the three of us will get together and just tweak this interaction a little bit so that it's a little more smooth, so we can handle different kinds of events and such. Like when you when you don't want to open the overlay or when you do. But then we can build part of the second level and move from there. Chris?
Yeah, I was just moving it to down here because you were putting it from up here.
Oh, sorry. I meant like well, yeah, you're right, exactly. He's talking about the doc for anyone who can't see. I was talking about just things to do for our next stream.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. And then we have a few other things coming down the pipeline, like designing the second level, fixing some small things. We still have to fix that walking on ceilings thing.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully after we sort of get through this hurdle of like those, the code issues that we have, and maybe some refactoring, the next step will pretty much just be level design, like just the second and third portion.
Yeah, so a lot of this, because we're doing it now, it's a lot of our first step at making our events, our first steps at making this interaction controller and such. Once we can get it done well once or twice, building the next sections of this level and the upcoming levels themselves should be much smoother, because we'll just need to design the level, but all the stuff like checkpoints and player death and interactions will all be handled. It's just a matter of putting it in a new scene. So that's good.
Yeah. Also, just as a sort of like just an announcement, I guess. These videos are usually put up on YouTube, or they'll be around on the Twitch channel for a bit. But some of them we had to remove, mainly because of audio issues, where the voices of Chris and Quan were not coming through, because we play some of this Twitch soundtrack stuff in the background. You guys probably hear it, and it gets removed. So I guess we'll find out if it works this time.
It should work.
Yeah.
I hope. But yeah, till next time. This was Alex, Chris, and Quan. We're BK Game Devs, and